Hello, hello, and welcome in, welcome in, welcome in. Let's see. So we have the case with Alicia Andrews. She is seeking a bond hearing, and I kind of know why she probably seeking it. Looks like they having some difficulties already. They just started the live feed into the courtroom. Remember, we're delayed because they were finishing up another trial. So it looks like they finished up the trial that they had. So we will be going into her bond hearing. I'm not sure if she should get bond, guys. Like, I don't. I mean, I know that her trial was delayed because of an emergency with one of the prosecutors, but I'm not sure if she should get bond. But we shall see what they present today. I do have the court order for information or why they're filing it. Let me see. Let me share. Oh no, that's another document. Wait a minute, I got to get which document. We can kind of review over it until court starts. Share, 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 share.
Okay, I think everyone has their jury instructions. You can read along while I'm reading them to you. Remember,
They read some stuff from another thing.
give you. John Robert Runyons III, the defendant in
Yeah, they're not ready. They reading jury instructions for another trial that they had. Guys. Oh my goodness. It's starting it now. I know it was delayed because they were finishing up another trial, but that's okay. I'll get up the court document. So let's see why she wants after being in there. Remember, she's been in there since October the 24th of 2020. So, July. Sorry, get my dates mixed up. So I'm gonna just pull up the document and let's see why she asked for this bond hearing. So, guys, if you just now joining us, they are giving jury instructions in another trial that's being held in that same courtroom. As soon as they bring the live for her, for Alicia's bond hearing, we will definitely go here. In the meantime, in between time, we'll just go over the documentation in regards to why she's asking for this bond hearing, right? So here is the motion to reconsider her pretrial detention, right? So just to kind of start off with this, we have here the facts in this case. On June 23rd, 2024, Charles Jones, the alleged victim in this case, was unalived by three gunmen in Tampa, Florida. So they're saying, hey, it's undisputed that Alicia Andrews was not one of the gunmen, right? She didn't have anything to do with that. However, she's just being charged as a principal to the unaliving because they claim that hey, she helped them coordinate this unaliving of Julio, right? So on July the 29th, 2024, she was arrested. On August 8th, 2024, she was granted the state's motion for pretrial detention, which means that she had to be incarcerated. Now, if anybody knows or been following, when she went to her first hearing, I think we kind of found out in her first hearing that she was pregnant. So I'm not sure if I don't know the status of the baby, if she had the baby or anything like that. But if she had the baby, she had the baby while she was incarcerated. Also remember that she was also offered a plea deal that she decided not to take. Um, so what they're saying is through the exchange of the discovery and investigation, the defense has learned that other searches in the state have gone on the record clarifying that ATK is not a gang, right? Additionally, they're saying that Ms. Newton's state of mind has been explored and will be presented at the hearing along with testimony from her support group. So I guess we can expect today that we'll have people that will testify to support her if she is breathing fine. And also, maybe it's going to be some information that they're not going to be able to bring into the actual trial in regards to her DD. So on August 15, 2024, she was indicted on the first degree unaliving and conspiracy to commit this unaliving. Hey, Ola, how are you? You do it sound wobbly? Sorry, sweetheart. Do that sound better? Do that sound better? You have to let me know. I was reading the screen. I wasn't even looking at that. I'm just sitting up here just reading and going through these documents. Let's see here. Let me know if it sounds better to you. So on January 3rd, 2025, this case was set for a special trial on August 18th, 2025. Check it. So we were supposed to go to trial on August the 18th, 2025, and just before the trial started, right? They came and said that somebody had concerns and somebody on the state side had a medical emergency. And with the defense is saying, hey, despite that, two prosecutors who have been working on this case, the state being available for the trial, the state argued for a continuance of the trial. So the state was adamant about they needed a trial. Okay, awesome, good. I'm glad I looked in here because I don't want it to sound terrible. That's gonna be pointless. So so now she asking because they had to continue her trial until October 20th, 2025 due to things on the state side. She's saying, hey, I want to bond. I want to be released. I want to be on house arrest until the trial comes up, right? So what they're saying is that they would like for this motion to be determined promptly. The purpose of this bill is not to punish the defendant nor detain him or her prior to the custody of their disposition. Um, they just talk about the traditional rights of freedom and all of that in this paragraph. It's just they're saying, hey, every person is charged with a crime has the absolute right to a reasonable bail. Like, give her bail in order for her to be able to prepare for this trial that's coming up in October. It's not her fault that you have postponed the trial until October. I just don't think that I don't know if they're going to get this done. So the weight of the evidence against Miss Andrews is real heavy, right? They're saying it's not, but the state presents circumstantial claims against Miss Andrews to prove this first degree unaliving charge against her, right? The evidence that will be presented by the state is subject to an acquittal. So the defense feels like she's going to be acquitted. I don't know if that's going to happen. Hey, film. Yeah, so they're thinking that she may be acquitted. I got to get these accounts together. Like I got my account is like giving me all types of extra stuff on it. And I do not understand why it's doing that, but I'll get to that in a second. Yeah, they're still doing the jury instructions. So when we look at this, and they're saying that they have an unalive charge against her. This evidence will be presented by the state, should be subject to judgment of acquittal. So they're saying even with all the circumstantial evidence that the state is going to provide in this trial, that she should receive an acquittal. And that's why she didn't take this plea deal. Right? So it is undisputed that the state does not have any direct evidence that Ms. Andrews knew that her co-defendants were going to plan this and do this unaliving. It's also undisputed that the state does not have any direct evidence that Ms. Andrews agreed to coordinate to unalive Mr. Jones. There is no written communication, no witnesses, and no confessions that will prove that Ms. Andrews intended to unalive Mr. Jones, Mr. Foolio, right? She didn't have any type of motive to unalive him. And according to the state's witnesses and Florida statute, Ms. Andrews is not, I repeat, is not a member of a gang or affiliated. So the state's case is purely circumstantial. Like, they ain't got nothing on her and we got her sitting in jail. You say, then what evidence do they have? We're going to see. So they saying, hey, if you're going to even prove that Alicia is a principal to the unaliving of Mr. Jones, Foolio, the state must prove that Alicia aided and abetted her co-defendants. District courts have held that when the state relies on aiding and abetting, it can prove intent either by showing that the defendant had their means, right, and knew that their co-defendants had that type of intent. So in this next portion, they're just speaking about that she's not a flight risk. Like she was born in Duval County, Florida, right? Although Miss Andrews does not live in Hillsborough County, she has ties to her community. Miss Andrews has support in the community from her family, including but not limited to her mother, her father, and her stepdad. Miss Andrews has a stable place to live, and she can abide by any of the pre-trial release conditions. She did graduate high school, and she was employed as a teacher. So she was a teacher prior to her arrest. I don't know what type of teacher. Now they saying, hey, y'all want to keep trying to assume that she a flight risk because she's charged with these serious offenses, it would be improper for them to assume this. She don't even have a passport. And she was considered broke by the court. So she don't even have the financial resources or anything to start a new life somewhere. You know, I was wondering if this motion that they filed for this bond, I was really wanting to see if they were going to try to lean more towards that she was a new mother and see if we get any of that information out, but it doesn't look like that's what they're doing. I just knew it would come out, but it didn't. So it says Ms. Andrews is not a danger to the community such that she needs to be in jail until the resolution of her case. Ms. Andrews doesn't even have a criminal record. She has never even been arrested prior to this case. She don't have a history of being violent. She is not a gang member. She is not affiliated with any gangs. Nothing that Ms. Andrews has been alleged to have done to further the efforts of her co-defendants. So if she was taken out of the equation, her co-defendants would have pulled this off regardless, is what they're saying. They would accomplish unaliving Julio Foolio regardless. They didn't need her, right? She is not guilty of orchestrating this unaliving of Julio. Alicia is only guilty of hanging around her doggone ex-boyfriend. And it's not a crime to hang with the thug. You didn't know what the thug was going to do. Right? So it's just saying that with all of this support and documentation, whoa, what is this? Okay, they just citing something in regards to it's Miss Andrews is Alicia is not considered a danger to the community, such that she needs to be kept in prison all this time until the trial is over. So that's what they're going to be presenting today. That's the motion that the defense filed, rightfully so. I can see why they filed it. All right, when we looking at all the circumstantial evidence. Now, is it gonna work? I don't know. So let's see here. I'll pull up some stuff in regards to that until court actually starts. Let's see. Oh, this was a good one because when they arrested them, they were right there both at his house. Let me see if I can find the video. Let me see if this is a good one. I don't want it to be that big. Wait a minute. So I'm gonna remove this. I'm gonna show y'all. I'm gonna put on the video of when they arrested the first 3 suspects. One, I do have the court screen in the background, so as soon as they put us live in the courtroom, after they finish, it looks like they're sending the jury back for another trial. So as soon as they get finished sending them back, then we'll go ahead into the courtroom and see what the defense presents, who her community support is, and see how the state rebuttals to see if she's going to be able to be released on bond. Okay, here's the first video. This is the body cam footage.
Step on out. Step on out. Look away. Back up to the sound of my voice. Yep. Stop right there. Lift your shirt up.
So just to put this in context, this is the first suspect
Turn to
they
360.
arrested.
Keep just listen to us. We'll talk about it. Keep going. Keep going.
Let me get his
Turn. Now walk back to the sound of my voice. Come on.
I know the one who comes out with his chin.
Keep coming.
I'll get his name.
Keep coming. Keep coming. Keep coming. Keep coming. Keep coming. Keep coming. Walk back to me.
It's kind of gas right. I see it on the screen.
4:13 when that thing was.
Isaiah 10, this is the Jacksonville Sheriff's Office. We are here for a driveway. We have a warrant for your arrest. Come to the front door with nothing in your hands. We are not going away.
You're good. Come on out. Hands up. Put your hands up.
Target to the officer.
Can't tell.
The target? Yeah, it looks like.
Yeah. Yep. Put your hands up.
Listen, put
your hands in the air. Hands up.
Hands in the air. Hands in the air.
All right. Slowly walk toward me. Let's go. Right here. Right here. Walk right here. Let's go. Yeah.
Walk this way. Listen to this.
Now, just so y'all know that her and the boot lady was arrested at the same house.
Hey, over here. Come this way. Over here. You're going to get hit with the less lethal. Get your hands up and walk toward me. Hands up and walk toward me. Hands up and walk toward me. Keep coming. Keep coming. Coming. Keep coming. Keep coming. Keep coming. Keep coming. Keep coming. Stop. Stop. Turn around. Keep your hands up. Turn around. Hands up. Keep your hands up. Hands up. Don't reach for your waist. Do not reach for your waist. Look at me. Back up to me. Back up. Back up. Back up. Back up. All right. Go to your knees. Put your hands behind your back. Stay there. Stay there. Don't move. Isaiah? Isaiah? Stand up. Isaiah stand, right?
Those go take the custody and Andrew's there or no?
Keep walking. Keep walking. Now turn around. Put your hands behind your back.
Is there anybody else inside?
Oh.
Keep going straight. There we go.
I know that was the first three suspects, right? Remember, it's a total of 5. So the other guy that got arrested, let me show y'all. I can show y'all his too. While we're just waiting on court. to start up. Court hasn't started up. They are currently giving jury instructions to another trial. This judge busy. She putting them all up. Let me get his let me see if I can get that video up, because that one was like real weird. Like he was in the video, he was like in the home. He was like in an apartment building, and they had like a little standoff with him. Okay, wait a minute. That's theirs. Wait a minute. Let me get the other one. Oh, I found the arrest of the fifth guy. Now they found him way later. But that's not the one I want to show y'all. They had one where he was like, they had to send the smoke bombs and everything to him. Okay. So this is when they first got arrested. This is like the news report portion from that by the JOS. We can look at that. That wouldn't be a bad watch, just to kind of get us familiar on what this is all about for people that don't know. Let me share it.
A little more than a month ago, a group of individuals with the goal of premeditated murder traveled from Jacksonville to Tampa to commit a heinous crime in our city. I said at that time that we would make arrests and get justice in this case for all the victims, including the mother of Charles Jones, who traveled from Jacksonville this morning to be present for this announcement. Today, I stand before Tampa Police Major Pat Messmer, Jacksonville Sheriff T.K. Waters, and Hillsborough State Attorney Susie Lopez to announce the arrest of 3 people in the deadly shooting of Charles Jones, also known by his stage name of Julio Foolio. In addition, we have warrants and are actively searching for 2 other individuals in this case. Today's announcement would not be possible without the outstanding investigative work of our homicide detectives and with the assistance of the Jacksonville Sheriff's Office and the ATF. These individuals took extreme measures to try to cover their actions, but they were no match for our investigators. Isaiah Chance, Alicia Andrews, Sean Gaithright, Davion Murphy, and Rashard Murphy are all accused of playing a role in Jones's death and are all charged with 1 count of murder in the first degree, premeditated with the discharge of a firearm, and 1 count of conspiracy of murder in the first degree, premeditated with the discharge of a firearm. Chance, Andrews, and Gaithright were arrested over the weekend in Jacksonville. Davion Murphy and Rashard Murphy are still fugitives of justice, and we are working closely with the Jacksonville Sheriff's Office and the U.S. Marshals to apprehend them. On June 23rd, Tampa police officers responded to a shooting on McKinley Drive and located 4 victims. 1 person later identified as Charles Jones was pronounced deceased. Jones was in town celebrating his birthday and posted on his social media his locations several times throughout that night. Surveillance video was critical in this investigation, as suspects were seen on video following Jones from location to location. This shows the lengths that these individuals were willing to go through and achieve that this murder would occur. At 4:15 in the morning, Jones began to head to a hotel on McKinley. One of the suspect vehicles is seen following the victim. However, instead of following them into a parking lot, they stage across the street. At 4:38, 3 shooters exit a vehicle and walked in the direction of the hotel. They murdered Jones with a handgun and 2 rifles. This barrage of gunfire also struck 3 additional victims who miraculously survived this incident. Let's look at this video. This is at the hotel, and you can see the shooters are getting in position for their planned out murder. And they are shooting at Charles now, and you can see that he's the passenger in that car that's moving and trying to flee. And again, they're still shooting at him. He's the right front passenger in that vehicle. It's clear from that video what they were set out to do and what they had planned to do. The investigation would later reveal that the 3 armed shooters were Sean Gaithright, Richard Murphy, and Davion Murphy. Detectives used footage from the scene, license plate readers, and phone logs to identify 2 vehicles and link them back to the suspects. Furthermore, it was found that the shooters are members of or affiliated with rival gangs of Jones that go by ATK and 1200. Jones was part of the 6 Block gang. Detectives believe that the ATK and the 1200 worked together to target Jones as part of an ongoing feud in Jacksonville. I want to send a clear message to anyone that the city of Tampa is not where you want to come to settle a dispute. You will be charged, you will be arrested, and you will be prosecuted to the fullest extent possible. Furthermore, if you're a gang member, there's no alleged immunity through a cone of silence, as our detectives will find evidence needed to make an arrest and hold everyone accountable, just as we did in this case. Then you will be prosecuted by our tenacious state attorney, Susie Lopez. Today would not be possible without the assistance of our law enforcement partners in Jacksonville, who collaborated with us and shared intelligence that helped us in this case. Their agency also assisted with many search warrants, locating and arresting these dangerous individuals. At this time, I would like to invite Jacksonville Sheriff T.K. Waters, followed by State Attorney Susie Lopez.
Thanks, Chief. So good afternoon. I'm T.K. Waters, Sheriff of Duval County, Jacksonville, Florida. Thank you, Chief Burkhall, for inviting me to stand with you as we announce these murder arrests. Today, 3 dangerous criminals are off our Florida streets and in police custody where they belong. These individuals have chosen lives of urban terrorism, and with their arrests, we show Tampa, Jacksonville, and the rest of Florida, the rest of this state, that we hold violent criminals accountable. At the Jacksonville Sheriff's Office, we will always work together with our law enforcement partners to ensure that our communities are free of those who choose violence over peace. I want to applaud the investigators from Tampa PD and JSO for their committed collaborative work to bring violent criminals to justice. What I saw in this partnership evidenced the very best of information and resource pooling to ensure public safety. In closing, I want to directly speak to those who choose violence and those who embrace a culture that glorifies violence. Florida, Tampa, JSO, Jacksonville, Miami, wherever you are, will not tolerate foolishness, will not tolerate shootings and needless violence. We will not make excuses for poor decisions. We'll hold you accountable for your criminal actions. Florida is a state of law and order. Law enforcement agencies in this state will always work together to protect the good and decent people who chose to live within the law. And we will always work together to ferret out those who choose the lives of violent crime. Thank you.
Thank you, Sheriff.
So just before she starts speaking, for those that we are waiting for the Alicia Andrews hearing to begin. Unfortunately, they were currently in the same courtroom. The judge was providing jury instructions for another trial. It's a busy judge, right? Got all types of trials. So they have not put us in the courtroom yet for her hearing. So we're just kind of like rewatching some video to see how did we get here? Why are we here? And this is just starting back off with when they arrested the first three suspects, Sean, Gathright, Chance, and Alicia. All right, guys.
The ongoing fight between these two groups spilled over into Tampa last month. Let me be clear, the feud stops here. All 5 of these defendants are facing life in the Florida State Prison, even the ones who didn't pull the trigger. In Florida, if you participate in the planning of a murder, you can be held accountable for the person's death. And that is what we intend to do here. There were 3 people who pulled the trigger. You saw it on the video. 5 people, though, are charged with murder. The level of planning and coordination between these 5 defendants was truly alarming. It is clear that they all had one purpose in coming to Tampa, and that was to kill. And let's not lose sight of the fact that there are innocent victims in every homicide case, the loved ones who are left behind. His fans knew him as Julio Foolio, but to his mom, he's Charles. We're fighting to make sure that she gets justice. I was able to speak with her this morning before she got to Tampa, and she's in Tampa with us today. I wanted to let her know that my office takes gun violence very seriously. And I let her know that these 5 defendants will be held accountable for their calculated actions. The defendants are in custody, 3 of them in Jacksonville, and will be moved here to appear in court. My office will file a motion for pretrial detention to ensure that these dangerous individuals are held behind bars as they await trial, where they belong. I want to commend the Tampa Police Department for this investigation, as well as our collaboration with JSO. The TPD investigation developed a mountain of evidence, and we will work hard to ensure that justice is served for all victims in this case. Thank you very much.
I have some time for questions.
Sure, it looked like a scene from the movie. Sit out. Speak on the level of planning to carry it out.
It's extensive, and the state attorney spoke about it, how the mountain of evidence, this would not be possible if it wasn't for our hardworking detectives in getting evidence from videos, tag readers, and cell phones. This amount of work I have not seen before, and it would not be possible if it wasn't through our detectives and through us working collaboratively together with the JSO and the ATF and the U.S. Marshals.
Chief, that game that you referenced, ATK, is led by rapper and in the hours after the second shooting, released the video single reference to violence. I'm just curious if that rapper is under investigation and possibly investigation.
So our investigation's still ongoing. And Sheriff, if you have any other details that you want to speak onto that.
So Young and Ace has long been known in Jacksonville. We are consistently monitoring those groups. We have people that are always watching them. I won't speak to the chief's investigation. That's up to TPD. We don't have an investigation on him right now, but he can't move around in Jacksonville without us knowing about it. And that's for the betterment of our community.
Any words about the suspect that you are out there looking for that obviously will still know that y'all are looking for them?
We're pretty confident they already know, and to turn yourselves in so we can have this resolved peacefully. And of course, to anybody out there that knows where they're at, to let us know so we can get them in custody and hold them accountable.
Chief, we've seen gang violence here in the city of Tampa, and now they're coming from other cities. What's the department doing to combat
Right now, look at what we're doing right now. We're bringing to justice 5 people in a murder in a case that is very difficult to make an arrest. It's us working collaboratively with the community, with Jacksonville. And if this doesn't make a statement, I don't know what does.
Second question, that area where it happened, around Busch Gardens, to the C4 incidents, just this one alone, what do you guys do to ensure that students are safe and people visiting that area?
Absolutely. We have officers everywhere. There's particular places in there that we actually are holding accountable for businesses that are allowing this type of activity that we're actually bringing up to a public nuisance abatement. So we are attacking this on all fronts. Well, if you look at that, this is something that you would originally think you would see in a movie, but this isn't a movie. This is real life, and these are people's lives. And that's something that we can't forget is no matter who they are, these are people's lives that are at stake, whether they're innocent or not, and we can't lose sight of that.
Thank you.
So that's just to give us a little background on where we're at, right? So right here, so this is the actual incident that took place. I'm gonna share that with you guys while we wait on court to start, right? Viewer discretion to be advised. I probably should put that in the thing. Let me put that in the banner before I play this because it got all this violence in it. We don't want no issues over here. Look. I want to put warning, warning, warning. Everybody, just warning. Okay. So we got that up there. Let me share. So I'll probably kind of talk us through this a little bit. So for all you that don't know, this is the surveillance where they were, it was in between the home, I want to say the Home 2 Suites, and I can't remember the other hotel. It'll come back to me. So they were in between 2 hotels. They were trying to get a hotel room for the night because they had recently, he had rented an Airbnb for his birthday, and don't ask me how they got kicked out, but they got kicked out, okay? Doing what people do. Stuff that they ain't got no business probably doing. And that's probably how they got kicked out. So it's like 1, 2 o'clock in the morning. They trying to find another room. So while they're trying to find another room, unbeknownst to them, allegedly, this Chance and Alicia were in one vehicle, and they had been following him around all night. And he had been posting on social media where he was at, come through, come whoop whoop with me, different stuff like that, right? So they started following him. Okay, and mind you, they drove a pretty good distance to get to him. So they sitting outside and they trying to see if they can get a room for the night at this hotel because remember, they got kicked out of the Airbnb, and this is what happens. So just so y'all know, right here, this is his car. This is the car that Foolio's in right here. I don't know about these people right here and how that, if they were part of the group, because remember, it's a group of people. I don't know if they were part of it or not, but so as you can see right here, here go two of the allegedly, like, I don't even know if you could say allegedly at this point in time, gunmen, right? The people that got the guns, the unalivers, right? There's another one. He coming from a different angle, right? And guess what? He over here by these charging stations, right? And y'all know when y'all over there making all that noise and stuff by them Teslas, they start cutting on and they start recording. Duh. So they didn't take that into account when they were doing this stuff, right? Because they over here by the charging stations, and because they didn't got too close to this Tesla, it starts recording. So some of the video footage didn't even have to come from the hotels or the hotel parking lot. It came from this Tesla. So right here, we y'all see this guy, the alleged unaliver, where he begins to start unloading his weapon. He is pointed towards this part. They see that and they start driving off, right? So this car hears the gunshots and they start driving, right? The gunman that we just seen, he was coming from this direction right up in here, right? He was kind of far back, but he started shooting and Foolio's car starts to take off, right? They get in an accident, these two over here, because they reversing. I don't think this person was in the car. Maybe they were trying to check into the hotel. Because as we can see, this is the hotel entrance, right? You know, you get out. This is the lobby area right in here. So this person, I'm assuming they were not in their car because they didn't move at all. But these two right here, this one's trying to get out of the way, and this one was trying to get out of the way. So the car coming towards him. The other person right here is unloading, right? So he coming from the other direction and he doing all his, this is the guy over there by the Tesla and he over there doing his thing. Right? We can see it, right? Really see it. So that's the video, right? That kind of connected the dots for certain people, and then they started getting phone records and of course seeing where people were at and things. Yeah, right, Ola. Wow. Yep. Pretty deep there, huh? Yeah, so it goes to show. And so with all these people with their investigation and stuff, they was able to track these people down because allegedly Alicia and Chance, like I said, they were following Foolio all night. And unfortunately, he was on there posting everything, everywhere, where he was gonna be at, what time he was gonna be there on social media. So it just so happens that they were able to see that Alicia and Chance allegedly were outside the club kind of like scoping things out, right? And that's how they were able to find them. And I think that they said that they might have been in one of these photos, but so here's another video that I'll share with you guys. Let me make sure that's not too big. And let me check on the courtroom. Okay, they're not in court just yet. Trust me, I'm keeping my eye on that for you. So let me share this screen. This is kind of like where they talking about they were kind of following him.
Sunday, June 23rd, Jacksonville rapper Charles
So, yeah,
Jones
that's him
arrived
right
at
there,
Teaser's
guys.
Gentlemen's Club in Tampa for a paid performance.
He's the gentleman wearing the red beanie hat.
That's Tampa Police Homicide Detective Juan Ramos identifying the rapper, known as Julio Foolio, in new surveillance video from the club's parking lot. Suspects Alicia Andrews, Isaiah Chance, and Sean Gathright watched this video in court Thursday, too. All three faced charges in Jones's death in what investigators say was an ongoing rival gang war. After leaving Teasers, the rapper went down the street to Truth 18 nightclub for an after party, posting on social media in live time.
This is the video here from his Instagram.
Surveillance.
So this is them at the Airbnb, and he had posted a video on social media because they went to a club, they went to an Airbnb, and if I'm not mistaken, he performed somewhere that night.
Video from outside that club shows how two suspect vehicles continued to follow Jones, just as they did at Teasers, and eventually.
So right here, this is supposed to be allegedly the vehicle that Chance and Alicia was in at the time.
To the Home 2 suites near USF.
They're approaching the victim's position on foot.
Video from the hotel and a parked Tesla show three shooters firing several shots at the vehicle Jones was riding in, killing him. With video playing such a big role in this case, Gathwright's attorney pushed back.
Once again, there is no actual video or identifiable footage that shows that Mr. Gathwright was physically present at Home 2 Suites. Is that correct?
Correct.
The state presented a picture from Gathwright's cell phone taken one day after the murder, showing a bottle of Don Julio. The detective testified that, based on gang knowledge, this represents an insult to the rapper Julio Foolio. Here's Gathwright's attorney.
Were you able to ascertain if my client, Mr. Gathwright, was the one that actually purchased Don Julio?
No.
So anybody could have been at that club and purchased it?
Yes, of course.
In Tampa, Ariel Placencia, Fox 13 News.
So yeah, there we have it. So as soon as they get the hearing pulled up, then we'll be right into the courtroom. I'm gonna share where they're at. That way we don't miss a second of it when they decide to put us up in there, right? Court TV got this whole "we'll be right back" mess, right? I'm assuming that they should be showing it shortly, because before they were showing other trials that they were currently reviewing. Trying to see about this service. Hey, let's go. I don't think so. She was pregnant when she first got into custody. So it's been over a year. So I'm assuming she didn't either had the baby or something else didn't happen. I don't know because they never reported if she had a miscarriage or anything like that. Give me 1 second, guys.
In the murder of a local rapper, and police are still searching for 2 more suspects. Charles Jones, also known as Julio Foolio, was murdered in Tampa last month while celebrating his birthday.
News for Jackson.
By 5 people. Tampa Police Chief Lee Burklaw explained.
A little more than a month ago, a group of individuals with the goal of premeditated murder traveled from Jacksonville to Tampa to commit a heinous crime in our city.
This is surveillance video of multiple gunmen ambushing and shooting Jones.
They are shooting at Charles now, and you can see that he's the passenger in that car that's moving and trying to flee. And again, they're still shooting at him. He's the right front passenger in that vehicle.
Using 3 weapons, Jones died shortly after the shooting. Tampa homicide detectives and JSO worked together to find the shooters. Investigators say the 5 took extreme measures to cover up their crimes, but failed. 21-year-old Alicia Andrews, 21-year-old Isaiah Chance, 18-year-old Sean Gaithright, 30-year-old Rashad Murphy, and 27-year-old Davion Murphy are all accused of playing a role in Jones's death. And they're all facing 1 count of murder in the first degree and 1 count of conspiracy.
Surveillance video was critical in this investigation, as suspects were seen on video following Jones from location to location. This shows the lengths that these individuals were willing to go through and achieve that this murder would occur.
4:15 a.m., Jones is headed to a hotel on McKinley Road in Tampa. 1 suspect's vehicle follows Jones to the hotel, but stayed parked across the street.
At 4:38, 3 shooters exit a vehicle and walked in the direction of the hotel. They murdered Jones with a handgun and 2 rifles.
3 others were hurt. Jones and others in the car attempt to flee from the gunfire as the shots continue. Police say the gunmen were Gaithright and the 2 Murphy men. The 3 arrested are affiliated with 2 rival groups of Jones. Police say they worked together to carry out the murder. Jacksonville Sheriff TK Waters has a message for those that choose to glorify violence.
Florida, Tampa, JSO, Jacksonville, Miami, wherever you are, will not tolerate foolishness, will not tolerate shootings and needless violence. We not make excuses for poor decisions.
Chief Burklaw says the investigation is not over, as police and the U.S. Marshals are still looking for the 2 Murphy men. State Attorney Susie Lopez works in Hillsborough County, and her office will prosecute this case. Lopez acknowledged that this violence, it is disruptive and has gone on between at least 2 groups for years. But she said the fight stops here. Coming up at 6, we will hear more from the
You say you just came over? I know. So anybody that's just coming over, we're still waiting for them to actually get into the session of court. The judge was currently giving jury instructions. She was doing another trial before she was going to start this bond hearing for our girl. I don't know if she gets out, guys. I don't see it. I showed y'all the videos that we have of it. I mean, everything with her is circumstantial. I do have a court document up here of what the motion is that they're asking for this author hearing to reconsider her pretrial detention. And I'll go over it again because, like I said, they're not in court yet. Don't ask me. Well, I know why. I already said why. But let me share. Good. Hey. I see y'all teleported very well. Got our guys coming from in from the other room. Let's see here. So I know that some of y'all have heard this, but this is in regards to her current bond. This is why we're here today. This is the motion that they have filed from her team. So it's just explaining that, on June 23rd, 2024, that 3 gunmen unalive Julio. Right? And they're saying that there is no evidence that Alicia was a gunman. She didn't have no involvement. She wasn't even charged with that. She's only being charged with being a principal to this unaliving. They saying that the state just claims that she helped coordinate. She backdoored him. She gave his location. Her and her boo followed him all night long. Put they boys in the down there in Duval County on speed dial. And as soon as they spotted Foolio, and they seen all his messages in regards to who, what, when, where, and why he was going to be, they notified the allegedly unalivers. Now, I say allegedly. I say it very loose. Right? So we have that. So basically what they're saying is that, hey, she's been in custody since July the 29th, 2024. They actually caught them pretty fast. Remember, he was unalive on June the 23rd, 2024. And they were arrested on July the 29th, 2024. Now, on August 8th, Judge Christopher granted the motion for pretrial detention. So that means that she had to be detained, right? So that means she had to be in jail. So now, since they didn't went through all the discovery and they know what evidence the state is going to present against their client, the defense has learned that, first of all, this claim that this ATK stuff, they are not a gang. And they saying her state of mind has been explored and it has been presented at the hearings. And she has a lot of emotional support that can testify. So I assume today that we will be hearing from people that are willing to support her, give her a place to live, watch over her if she's granted bond today, because they want those people to be in your life. They want to make sure that you're not put in the situation where you're about to go back out here and do something to maintain. So they definitely want to make sure that's in place for you. So, hey, on August 15th, 2024, she was indicted for this first-degree unaliving. And just so you're aware, she filed a motion for a speedy trial. She is the only person that is charged with this unaliving of Foolio that is not, I repeat, that is not facing the DP. All the other 4 people are facing the DP. So just so we know, just so y'all know. And that's why they were not able to request a speedy trial. It's also allegedly that she was offered a plea deal of 18 years, but she got her baby daddy up in there. She's like, I can't tell on my baby daddy, for my man type stuff, right? So, especially for her first baby, right? She wasn't doing that. So on January 3rd, the case was set for a special trial to occur on August the 18th. Now, if anybody that knows somebody that knows somebody that knows something about something, hey, the prosecutor came on the day that we were supposed to select the jury last week. Was it last week? Yeah, last week. And was like, look, I got an emergency. I can't do this. This is a no-go. So they postponed the actual trial into October 20th. So now, Alicia's attorney's like, that is not our problem. That is your problem. Now, we request that you release our client and put her on house arrest until the trial. Like, what happens on October 20th? Y'all need to push it back some more. And remember, they are definitely up under the position that the state has nothing but circumstantial evidence. And we'll read, like I said, this is the second time we didn't read it, so it's going to be in this motion of what they're saying that the state has, right? So, in here it's saying they're letting the court know, hey, every person charged with a crime has an absolute right to a reasonable bail until a court adjudicates that person, judges that person as guilty. So unless the state has charged the person with a capital offense, and right, she's not being charged with a capital offense. She's not being charged with the DP. I guess it's a little different. Let me see. What did she have here? It was something where they kind of gave us the things. Okay, here it goes. So it says the state they only present circumstantial claims against her in regards to this unaliving. Ultimately, they saying that, hey, the state then gave us all the discovery and everything that they didn't gave us in discovery, shoot, she gonna be acquitted. So why are y'all wasting our client's time? Right? It's saying that it is undisputed. Like, the state don't have no direct evidence that says Ms. Andrews knew that these fools was gonna go down here and do this unaliving. They don't have any evidence, no direct evidence is saying that she even coordinated this. They don't have nothing in writing. They don't have no text message. They don't have no phone calls. They don't have no nothing saying that she had any involvement with it. The only thing that they have allegedly is that her boyfriend Chance used her phone to text all these locations and drop pins and all this stuff. But with that being said, she was saying, hey, he beats me up. He is an abuser, allegedly, and he took my phone and he did these things, and I was so scared and terrified. With that being said, she tried to bring in DV into her trial case, and that motion was denied. So she can't use anything in regards to any domestic violence or anything in her case, that DV portion. So they saying, hey, even to prove this, that she was the principal to this unaliving of Foolio, the state must prove that she aided and abetted these fools. So they saying that she didn't. So they saying she was born down there in Duval County, right? She don't even live up here in Hillsborough County. But she do got some community ties, right? And she got a support system. She got a family. She got her mother, her father, her stepfather. We already know she's going to have a stable place to live. And she can abide by any of the pretrial, any of these release requirements, right? Put the ankle bracelet on. Have somebody watching me 24/7. And furthermore, I can't go nowhere because the court has already proven that I'm broke. I can't flee the country. She's saying I can't flee the country. I don't have a passport. I'm broke. So this is what she's putting up to the court, saying why she should be released. Let's see what else she has in this motion that I thought that was interesting. She's saying, hey, she ain't no danger. They saying, hey, she ain't no danger to the community. She not a gang member. She don't know no gang member. She's never even been convicted of a crime. And to further that out, she was a teacher. She was a teacher before this incident happened. She doesn't have any prior criminal history or anything like that. They saying Alicia is not alleged to have orchestrated the murder, the unaliving. Oh gosh, I keep saying it. The unaliving of Foolio. She just guilty for hanging out with her ex-boyfriend. And for women out here, we all know that ain't a crime. You know, we always like the bad guys, right? That ain't a crime. The good girls like the bad guys, so that's to be expected. So it is what it is. So now, you know, we got her baby daddy Chance, if she had the baby, allegedly. Because remember, the last I heard about the pregnancy is right when they had almost their first hearing last year. That's when I found out that she was pregnant. I'm assuming everything went okay with her pregnancy and she had her baby behind bars. But now we talk about she behind bars, the baby daddy behind bars, like he facing DP. Like, and now she declined her plea deal, I guess, because she didn't want to flip on him. It looks like they're in court now. Let's see here. So I am going to share my screen. I am going to put us in court. I'm pretty sure y'all tired of hearing me talking. I'm just repeating the same stuff over and over again. But it's all good. We did get to see the court documents. I love Hillsborough County because you can get all the court documents back. It's so nice. Some places be making me pay for them, but they nice. They be letting me just get them. So let's see. I'm trying to figure out who be arching her eyebrows. Yo, have people come back here and do your makeup and stuff. Do y'all know? Lynn said, who blowing up my phone? Tell them we in court. And there she go. I'm trying to figure out who doing her eyebrows and stuff in jail. Like, do they must have somebody come back there and do your stuff. Pretty girl. I just don't. I tell you, they get mixed up with these bad guys.
Report's not back there.
Okay, very good. Everyone have a seat. Okay, so just a couple of things before we get going. I was alerted that there had been photographs taken when we were over jury selection day, pictures of Miss Andrews, her team, and also me, which were then transmitted via the jail internet system to Miss Andrews. I was also alerted that someone had been broadcasting or recording, doing audio and or visual recordings in the courtroom that I didn't know about. And I just want to make sure everyone understands. No one is allowed to take photographs or audio recordings in court unless they get permission from me. Pursuant to the rules of judicial administration, which I'm going to read right now. This is Rule 2.450, technological coverage of judicial proceedings. Subject at all times to the authority of the presiding judge to control the conduct of proceedings before the court, to ensure decorum and prevent distractions, and ensure the fair administration of justice in the pending cause. Electronic media and still photography coverage of public judicial proceedings in the appellate and trial courts of the state shall be allowed in accordance with the following standards of conduct and technology promulgated by the Supreme Court of Florida. B, equipment and personnel. 1, at least one portable television camera operated by not more than one camera person shall be permitted in any trial or appellate court proceeding. The number of permitted cameras shall be within the sound discretion and authority of the presiding judge. 2, not more than one still photographer using not more than 2 still cameras shall be permitted in any proceeding in a trial or appellate court. 3, not more than one audio system for radio broadcast purposes shall be permitted in any proceeding in a trial or appellate court. All that's permitted in my courtroom is the one sanctioned television camera from the media to broadcast, to record video and audio, and only photographers that are have already gotten permission ahead of time to take pictures of me or the proceedings. So I'm just letting everyone know this happened. If it happens again, I'm going to start holding people in contempt of court. Okay, I just want to make sure everyone understands there's to be no unsanctioned audio or video recordings of these proceedings, no matter what courtroom I'm in. Okay, so with that, we are ready to proceed forward with the defendant's motion. And I did review the transcript from the pretrial detention hearing in front of Judge Sabella, so I am familiar with it. And so, Mr. McLymont, this is your motion, so off you go.
Yes, Judge. So we're here. It's 5:30.
Yes, it's late, at least for government workers.
Yeah. So I lost a co-counsel in this time period.
Okay.
I did talk to the state. I don't know if the court is available to do this tomorrow morning, but also when the hearing was set for 10 a.m., I did subpoena Detective Juan Ramos, who's the lead detective, to testify. I don't see him here today. I don't know that he's present.
Judge, I didn't realize defense had subpoenaed him. Detective Ramos sent me a message asking if I needed him, and I told him that I did not. I wasn't aware, so I apologize if he was referring to your subpoena.
Yeah, so if we could get him here, and if we could do it tomorrow, I'd appreciate it.
Okay, I don't know.
Judge, I don't know if you received our response to the defendant's motion.
Yes.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure.
Yes, I did receive it. So, so the answer is I don't know the deputy's schedule. I have no idea what his availability would be, and I'm not available until probably 3 o'clock at the earliest. That's it. So if it's not tomorrow, I've got some time next week. I got to grab my calendar.
Judge, I do have a follow-up medical, but it may be done by then. I just don't. Let me look at what time it is, because I told him I could do it in the morning, but I'm supposed to, if I can just look at my calendar for just a second.
And I do apologize for the late start. The trial I was doing took much longer than I anticipated.
Judge, it's at 1:30, and it's just an x-ray, so I think it could possibly be back by 3.
Okay. So I can, if you want to do it tomorrow, that's the time I can offer you. If you don't want to do it tomorrow, we can look next week after the Labor Day holiday. I can grab my calendar.
I guess I would want to
Can
know.
I send a message really quickly to the detective as
Sure.
well, just to see if he's available?
Yeah, why don't you do that?
So they didn't have us wait all this time just for tell us that because they didn't mess up the time that people are not available. Is that what we about to have? No, guys, I just can't imagine.
Okay.
So that, I guess that would work for us as well.
Okay. All right. Very good. Then we will reconvene at 3:00 tomorrow. Okay. Thank you.